Welcome back to my early Pleasant view. I've played with 4 households so far. Today it's the Pleasant's turn. Yannick is here and what can I say? I'm a realistic leaning player as you can see. I've been actively trying to get back to The Sims 2 with various results. Once I'm missing it, sometimes it leaves me bored and sometimes I'm left tired. The point of this series is to not put much pressure on my shoulders and just have fun. I can't get addicted to 2. Otherwise, this video would begin with me not playing. This game is like a rebound. Once I'm mad at other games, I'm back to it. If I'm not overplaying it, everything's alright. The trouble starts when I'm trying to make it like my main game. I just can't do it. If you watched my previous episodes, you know. My laptop is struggling with the pink soup. I'm like 3 videos in and I know what are my limitations. At least I think I do. Minimal downtown, maximum CC. Well, before this episode I gave this game the last chance to rethink its stance. It didn't change. And by the way, I've recorded this one in huge advance since I'm trying to get back on track. I might share with you guys that I'm working on a Ventrand video, but I needed some inspirations. So the night outfits are the hardest for my game. They are the ones that will turn pink always. Good party can start only with elders confusing the game they are in. That's on mods, but it's too funny for me to remove it. And it starts again. After I thought it's gone. They can't stop coming and they won't stop coming. Definitely of mine and coming. The mind to do so much to say someone thing and taking the back streets. And I'm thinking don't know. There goes the party. John and his mom are fighting. What are you on? She's your mother, for God's sake. And you're a nice guy after all. The Pleasant start with a birthday party, but for me they are 2 days away, so we start again tomorrow. I think most of the town is invited. They took a note from my book of laws. Well, Coral stays away from everything that's going on. She's free to stare at us how long she wants to. The standard order. Lilith is alone unsupervised. Angela gets her sister's gift. At the same time, Daniel and Mary are more invested in each other than the guests. They don't love each other and it's impossible to make them fall in love. Now Coral's interest. Entertaining and travel. Culture and food. Hates sports, work, paranormal and sci-fi. Daniel likes sports, travel, money and health. Uninterested in paranormal and culture. Merisu, politics, work, money, culture. Low in crime, fashion and toys. At last we have Herb, whose interests include food, entertainment, health, culture and travel. He's not into sports, crime, fashion and sci-fi. I have them check out for potential job offers for oldies, but nothing they would get. He's lazy so he gets the energy by doing nothing. I think giving up the pottery is not the issue here. I've noticed they have no bed, so I bought them one. All these have a bedroom and the ones upstairs are meant for twins. Anyway, the setup is like this. I change their hobbies if I feel they don't suit them. Daniel has sports is fine. Nature and tinkering can stay too. Daniel is a health nut, preferring exercise over diet. Coral likes cooking, so what would she prepare? Maybe avocado with eggs for protein? She burned it, so he tested the new air fryer. Not the workout meal, but it's fine. Phone owner problems. Like my operator somehow knows where I am and is messaging me to get to their point that's exactly close to the place I'm in. I sent Daniel to a public lot to meet someone new, like this bad boy he would definitely hate. He can teach him not to commit crimes. Very horror of him. Time for a birthday party. People are invited except for Mary, she's at work. One token cake and a unicorn one. You know who gets which one. They can't bring Angela to the cake because she's sleeping outside. Celebrate her birthday, and her bar went back. I quickly resolved it. The issue was on me playing with aging turned off. I thought with that cheat I'd be able to age them however I want to, but that's not the case. Don't expect me to know everything about this game. At least I know what happened to Nina. Anyway, the first crash happened. I'm welcomed with this beauty. After I went to reload, the game stopped responding to me trying to enter the family. So I had to do a reset, aka I've loaded the game in its naked form. Now I have to redo the traits as I use the chemistry mod that takes them into account. It's worse than ever. We still have a party to finish. Maybe we'll just grow them up and leave. Lilith without a cake. They hate this one, I do too. My first test, is it related to the townie generator or pet adoption? Nope, the game was bored. Never mind, my game just crashed again. Is that because I'm getting a boat in the background? It happened while saving, but it's not corrupted. A birthday gift from Coral is gonna be a cat. Both girls and her want it. Which one do we choose? The choice like it's North Korea. And now it's Coral's turn to age up Angela. She's holding her while she's on her 2 feet standing. Lilith gets to grow up in her bedroom. It's clogged up. They definitely disagreed to have a cat. He's alone, can't drink a beer and relax. Daniel's crying over cat destroying his prices and making him to stop drinking. Getting them in love is hard. They get romantic time and it's not enough. No, Angela, no, it's not meant for you. Daniel is a very irresponsible parent. That's why the oldies had to step in. She's said to be a hard worker, but she's at the beginning stage of her career. My headcanon is that she tries hard to advance, but well. Even with the help of her parents, she had to sacrifice her career, and maybe that's why she would dislike Lilith. If she had just Angela, maybe her work life would be easier? Who knows? She's friends with Cassandra, so I doubt Goths would try to stop her. Politics in Pleasantview aren't that complicated. No one's truly powerful. At the same time, it could be an oversight or developer's projection. I consider Daniel to be the house owner. First of all these don't seem that rich. If it was their property, it would make more sense to have more than 20k at hand to move in somewhere. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I've prepared a challenge for all this. I don't log their ones except for those related to work or unique ones. I forgot to mention, but Mary Sue is secondary popularity, while all these are pleasure. Daniel has none so far, and I'm planning to give him one later, based on his actions. My overall system is about me looking at their personality and interest, and pick based on that. I usually don't use calculators, they are a waste of time for me. Based on Daniel's personality, I'm torn between family and fortune. Interest give me popularity vibes. They've hired a maid. Anyway, they had to sell some stuff to afford the bills, including random furniture, toys, and birthday gifts. The rest Mary Sue used to finance her political campaign. I'm getting paranoid and I'm saving in advance. In their case, it makes total sense for Angela to claim their only desk. They wanted to, so it's party time. And for kids to get bored. At the same time, Coral and Herb have their date, and it's one of the best features in 2. In 3, you never know when they get upset, and 4 is always the same, but the last time I've touched it was back in 21. I'd like to see with my own eyes what's the deal with the Lovestruck expansion pack, but you know, no money for EA, no time, and alleged game performance throw my attention away. Their needs are simple, but at least they don't fall into an aspiration failure because they weren't romantic for 20 minutes. He went to the park in PJs without shoes on. Don't you feel pain from accidentally stepping on a stone? Like, why would you do that? I'm more crazy than a short lady trying to give birth to 84 babies. I don't remember the words because I don't listen to death. But I don't hate. I'm a hater of haters. I hate. I'm a best rapper alive. I can speak those facts. They are really okay with each other, and it's just the parents who don't care. To be a good dad, Daniel took them fishing. Both sisters want to try it and see for themselves how fun it can be. This park sucks for it. It's hard to find a possible place where we can go. Especially when a known pickpocketer is preying on poor Lilith. And we gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gotta let it burn, 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 burn. Gotta let it burn, 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 burn. Gotta let it burn, 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 burn. La, la, la. Their house is in no way livable, so Daniel, his father-in-law, and the girls had to move out. He went a bit crazy with money, and the rest of his funds he invested in a Pleasant View gym, as there is none in town. He thinks it's gonna bring in some profits, and it was his dream for a long time, but Marissa would never let him do it. Even if he would be the property owner. Magre, basenlanka, zeni America. Well, they've never heard of the road safety. Who's gonna run them over? She wants pets, but the cat just ran away and no one noticed. Please be a responsible pet owner. I think this is one of the things people have a love-hate relationship with. They get portions for everyone, but not always the right amount of them. Getting them together is so cute, but that's also the reason why you have to try hard to make enemies. Of course, Lilith is making friends with Dirk. Daniel sees only Angela and wants to be friends with her. Nothing for Lilith. My imagination tells me how you could use the child as a weapon that way and throw her like a hammer. But it's a rainy day and it reminded me of umbrellas. Lilith's grandfather is the only one who cares about her. He's always swung in her direction. And now, unborn baby kitten is a townie. Wow, the memories I have. Well, now I'm finished with the Pleasant household. I'm enjoying the game again when I changed my goal to play for enjoyment and not feeling forced to play. Currently, I'm mostly in the phase of recording, after that, I will move to montaging it. At the same time, I'm working on additional projects, which I'm gonna take my time with. I would forget whose next, but I have notes. It's the Dreamer family. Hopefully, they won't be difficult. Darren, of course, is gonna paint. For secondary, I see Darleen as a fortune and Darren as a pleasure. Dirk hates crime and environment. A peaceful global warming denier? I'd say he beats bullies at school, but he's too low in sports. Music doesn't look like her thing. She's active, interested in health, but dislikes sports. Does watching TV count as an activity? High-end crime and politics. Maybe she's into true crime? It could be the way. In their household, the game started crashing again. That's why one of my first ideas was to try and shrink the downloads folder. Get rid of the high resource heavy stuff. But it didn't do the trick. The second reason for that is that I still feel kinda weird about playing in that way. Speaking of Dusty, now I see how detailed this hairstyle is for being from the 2004. I think I will keep this one on him, as I feel they wouldn't cut his hair often. Playing cops and robbers is a default game with him. Well, what the fucking fuck is this? Literally. The videos I'm going through right now are cut off in a random moment because of the game capabilities. Doors are shiny even if they're done by Maxis. Fuck this game, really? When I was still testing and saving every 2 minutes, Darleen got pregnant. You don't know the rules. I'm birding. I have no preference in regards to gender. Just don't copy a personality from one parent. I use RPC so I won't have the sequence, but I want it to be safe. He's similar to Darleen, but had Darren's niceness. Not the same, I liked it, so I kept him. I don't care. I wanted to save you, but I have no schnapps left to give. The only thing I want is to be done with this household. I'm so upset I can't even properly say shit. I know what I'm gonna hear. You should let them rest and they would get better. They were supposed to just get more money and teach Dante his basic life skills. Maybe it was a good timing to let Darren quit too little too late. I only want one thing. To make it past 30 minutes and I won't give up until I make it past 2 rotations. This Let's Play will be listed under the category of Define Insanity. I'm trying few more times loading and loading to see if there's too much for this game. Loading it without any of the build by mode stuff seems to improve the situation I have. I don't even keep track anymore what's where. This is the last warning. If I see one more, the application has crashed, the next episode will be unusual. If you make it through, the series will continue, and maybe get a season 2 or Strange Town version. It's the hardest part so far. Fuck it, I'm going 100% professional. This time I'm trying to play semi-naked. In 2025 it's quite a challenge. You get a close-up of Darleen. I wanted to keep the Max's essence, which especially when it comes to the eyes is quite difficult. Those by Mitch seem to be the closest I could get to my vision. I get some script errors here and there. After recording, I put those in a program and it gave me 0 suspects. At this point, I don't know. Maybe it's the road's fault. This time Darren disappeared and no one seemed to notice. The game lasted for longer, but still, no matter what I did, the game would still crash, even without any warning or pink soup happening. I was dumb. I have to explain myself with this one. Yes, I did everything I had to, but forgot about the third party in my equation, Windows. I forgot that you should go to the advanced and modify the amount of VRAM it will try to give those apps. Mine, for no good reason, other than the graphic card being integrated, was set to 2 gigs. In my defense, the last 1.5 years I spent mostly on Linux when it's not a problem and it doesn't require to be set up. Let's see if it helps. I'm feeling more adventurous right now. Bump it up to medium. Well, I think it worked. I made it until fall. We sacrificed Darren in the way. Or wait, I have an idea. What if we actually rewind and see if the Windows setting truly were to blame? Thankfully, I have the save after I finished playing with the Pleasants. What if we knew they are more prone to diseases and try to keep them healthy? Will Dante exist in a new reality? Will Darren survive? I'm taking back all of the changes for the sake of consistency. I will see where it's going. By the way, all of them want a cat. Let's see what I can do about it. They can take her away from the Pleasants. They cared so little about her, as she was more of a gift from Coral. Irresponsible, don't do it in real life. They get to rename her with a name starting with D. Diamond? Modify it a little, like Diami. There is that what I'm using. There's just one recolor technically, but from what I know, they will grab the one they like. At least they should. Again, Sims 2 is so detailed, but they are waterproof. Dirk wanting to be besties with Lilith is so lovely, I have to lock it in. Instead of working, she's preoccupied with Diami, and she wonders why she gets called out for being late. Speed free and go get your skills up. She's destroying Dirk's favorite toy. What a meanie. Lulu sick. Call it pneumonia. Onia. What he's gonna paint? Quick to the fridge. Save our family. Don't play with a helicopter. I don't know how I feel about the soup default, but I think it looks cute. Even if the original one is kinda iconic. I'm using a mod, I don't know even which one, that makes it less OP. So they will get cured from the worst, but they still suffer from the flu. Now I want to speedrun Dirk's relation with their cat. It's a trap set by the ghosts. I've noticed they hit the downtown the most. I mean, ACR is one of the best mods out here. It makes what EA team expect players to do with the Lost Track expansion. But they are so smart, they are gonna slow dance in a bathroom. Sometimes I wish we could get Sims to the higher levels of intelligence so they could recognize what a certain room is for. Then I remember, it would be hard to code and even more annoying to use. Imagine you have to select each room individually and mark it as a bathroom. How would that work otherwise? They chose sofa. In the meantime, I reminded myself to retune the ACR. My favorite settings. Timer depends on my needs. Risky is usually 15. Auto gender preferences. No teen adult. Dialogue zone. The pregnancy ends up being a canonical event in their life. I forgot to mention in the Gov episode, but the way pregnancy works for me in 2 is that I make it last like 18 hours with a mod by Nopki. This idea is obviously stolen from Marticore, probably for the best. If I played with 3 days, it would change it into a survival game. Now it gives me an idea that the pregnancy in 2 is probably my favorite. It's realistic just like in real life. You can even pick a gender if you want to. Freeze approach is fine, as you have to go to the hospital, can find out a gender, and to pick the traits you have to make them prepare for parenting. But it's extremely easy. Finally, she gets the free time to read a book. There's no such genre as a criminal, so I guess drama is the closest we can get. Dirk came home with Dustin and he's never played on console, just like me. It doesn't give him that much fun, so helicopter before the homework. Here we go again. It sounds like a psychopath's move to repeat the labor. I'm sorry, Darleen. Poor Dustin is a witness. I forgot to turn off the cutscenes. Pink, so it's a girl. Quick name that starts with D. Daniel? We have Daniel Pleasant already. I know, Daisy Dreamer sounds fine. She's a Scorpio, a copy of no one, I take it. Save it. The game made it past 30 minutes without any issues, so it's a success. For now I call it quits, I want to sleep. At this point in time, Dirk is gonna befriend Dustin before Lilith. They love to hang out after school a lot. A very quick room setup for little Daisy, something unconventional from me. I'm not rebuilding anything, I only convert their office area. I wish it was a vanilla interaction, by the way it always takes so long. At this point I think they might be all slobs. They refuse to touch the dishes unless I tell them to. He woke up in the morning with no fun left. I relate. Sleep is a filler moment. Sometimes it gets terrifying if you're dreaming of being in danger. Darren had to feed his daughter, and let's see if she manages to refriend Mortimer before going to work. Darren needed to eat like 3 portions to feel full. I think maybe one of the sandwiches was halved. I'll show you a quality of life mod called Macrotastics. I can make him clean the entire house when he's idle. Similar 90 bills are too low. Higher are not as detailed. I have no patience to learn the CMPE. Speaking of improvements, also keyboard shortcuts are great for neat feeling. This is the point where Dirk and Dustin are school besties. At this point she'll never get promoted. We have no time to maintain the friendships, while they have a newborn and jobs. At least a phone call to Morty fixed one of her issues. It's time to show you the stairs to lock people in. They have no way to go out of them, and the only way is by teleporting Darleen. Now she could walk by Dustin somehow. What about them not letting you two go downstairs? I've bought a cake. Film Darleen holding her and she didn't grow up. I'm not having the aging off and it's my first game session, so I couldn't type that by accident. That's why I have manipulators just in case. We wasted like 2 hours trying to age Daisy up. They're dynamic. Chemistry is here. They argue about politics. It's his fault they got sick. It took a while, but she's ready to go. And here we go again, teaching him the skills. And here we go again, teaching her the skills. Potty is the worst, especially when they throw a tantrum and refuse to try. Us being stinky is better. I can't imagine doing that additionally with infants. I'm not a baby person, I'm here for the genes. That bathroom is so annoying, I'm better off just buying 2 in 1. I won't sit here long, just looking for a cute braids for Daisy. This one I've chose are awesome. Here we go. It was expected, so I'll save just in case. Regardless, the game is fine for now. I'm not even scared. I can treat it as a glitch and keep going. Even water is changing its state. As long as it's not the whole town turn pink, I'm okay with that. Setting changes don't do anything to remove it. Now I'm in a situation when I remember of another mod I have. Darleen has the days off, but she wants to go and hunt for a promotion. Darren has none and he doesn't care about his job. I think the sharing parenting one can be useful, but how can you use it? I've entered the search and you need to give to his inventory a credential card and it does the trick. Calendar is for setting it up. Today he's challenged to begin teaching Daisy her life skills, he's the one interested in it. I don't want to make it longer than it has to be. I'm gonna fulfill the least demanding want. so he gets to gold maybe. By the time he was able to prepare milk, the bar went to green again. The cat saved Darren from all of the troubles. I feel like Darleen is not the type to confidently refuse. She just went with the flow and it was a mistake. Right now the game runs pretty well, no crash so far. It's just a feature that's not preventing me from anything. I'm just trying to turn them into best friends with no result. Moving up the long-term bar is hard and I like it. Now Darleen, who has a hard time balancing between her low health, job and family. It's her turn to spend time with Daisy. She finished the potty and worked a bit towards walking until she was too tired. Homework placement prevents him from doing it. Tell that to your teacher. Wait, so a favorite music mode makes them change the station? Or they do it by themselves and I've never noticed. Where did my salsa go? At least talk and walk is left and we have a weekend. Now it's Lilith time to shine. She came with herp and nothing. No pop-ups forcing me to quit. Let's go! They are still not good friends at this level. Maybe with time it will change. I don't even know when he's gonna quit. She's getting tired from constant hanging out with Dirk. She's curious about his little sister. Noticed she can't talk and agreed to play one more time. Relationships are hard too. He couldn't get there in just 4 days. Walking down, talking left. Darren can do that as well. He's in the better mood for that. Walking down, talking left. Darren can do that as well. He's in the better mood for now. It doesn't obviously mean that Darlene did nothing to help. She was the one bearing her, and it took a huge toll on her health. Good for her, she has Darren to help. I have a question for people who stick around. What's your opinion about the Alpha CC in The Sims 2 in particular? Are you bothered by that? Is it a deal breaker for you? Do you hate it, love it, or neutral? If I were to record another series, would you prefer me to go more Maxis match, or it's fine the way it is? Finally, I made it into 90 minutes of playing with no issues. Pink soup is the occasional glitch that's not shooting me down. So Windows is dumb. 4 years have passed and Darren painted 0.75 paintings. So this is the end for the third episode, which was the hardest to record so far. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check some of my other videos and let me know what do you want me to record. You can show me appreciation by hitting the like button and subscribing. Bye! See you again the next time